Did he get another one? Gallo's on his way back. He got it! Maria Lindor again! And shuffled it across. Crosby with a long toss that came to Gensel. Tries to step by. Crosby
score! What a play! Rhino dive!
What the hell did we just watch? Mets win 8-7 in Citizens Bank Park, a 7-run top of the ninth. Phillies bullpen, you can keep putting different pieces, and they still get the same results. Obviously, didn't have Mets Weekly tonight, but, you get half of the show and the post game. I wasn't thinking of doing it because, again, you look in the ninth inning, I'm like, oh, okay, it's just a blowout. And then here's a single. There's another single. There's another single. We're like, okay, false hope Mets. Another single. And obviously, we got to break it down. If we're doing a post game, usually these two are here. Frank, Metsfan, what's going on, guys? How you feeling?
I'm just glad that for once it was the Mets coming back from 7-0 instead of blowing a 7-run lead. Because, we've seen that how many times the past few years, and this is the first time the Mets had a comeback since 1997. So, this is not something that happens often. You could say early season Mets, it's the Phillies bullpen, but the Mets don't do this. This is not something that happens. And this is a game that you really didn't want to have back-to-back losses of big deficits. I feel like that kind of took the wind out of the sails a little bit if you had that situation happen on back-to-back days. But I'll tell you what, for them to come back in the way they did, so many guys with 2 outs, and for to come back by that many different runs, there was no grand slam involved. This was a team effort. You had to have a lot of guys step up in that ninth inning. Even the pitch running Jankowski. That made a huge difference because he just beats that throw to tie the game. So it was even the little things that they did during the course of the inning that really helped them make this comeback.
Dope.
Oh, my God. The Phillies, man. Every time. It's hilarious. Anyway. Oh, my God. What did we just witness? To be honest, most of our focus was on the Rangers Pens, right? Go Rangers, by the way. Rangers won. Yeah. Rangers won. See you in Pittsburgh, bitch. Anyways, I don't even know what to explain. You've never seen something like that. What was that thing that ESPN just said? For
the Mets,
330.
Went down
6+ runs the past 25 seasons, trailing by 6 or more runs going into the ninth. Literally. We're used to that happening to us. We don't get that.
I'm speechless. I am speechless.
I'm sitting here, Pens lose, whatever. So I'm just sitting here. I'm just like, all right. And then they just start hitting singles. And I'm thinking, okay.
It's easily this one.
I'm going to be biased. That was insane. I was at the
Phillies.
So I'm going to be biased, but
because the Phillies need to die. That's what has to happen.
I think it was this one because of the amount of runs they had to score to do it. The Cardinals one was maybe a little more of a miracle because of the errors that happened, particularly the fact that it was Arenado. That's literally a 1 out of however many. But the Phillies bullpen, that's not a big surprise, but it was just how much the Mets had the deficit they had to come back from.
Yeah, again, I'm going to be biased.
One of the key hits was JD hitting a fastball. So that's big.
That was
big. That's big. And we're not talking about a shitty Jared Eichhoff fastball. We're talking about Corey Knebel. Okay, that guy's got a good fastball. So, man, as many times as I said it between that top of the ninth inning, false hope, not happening. Yep. Keep going. They just kept on getting hits and hits and hits, and they came back. Incredible. Nimmo also saves his on-base streak with a winning hit.
Yes, sir.
Edwin Diaz locks it down. 1-2-3 inning. Wow. Marte's heating up. seeing this chat talk about Marte a little bit. Marte is heating up. I like to see that.
2 barrels.
2 barrels.
2 barrels.
Do that more often.
And neither of them were caught. See? You have like 2 barrels in one game. Like usually only one of them gets caught. Like how rare that is.
2 of them off the wall and over the wall.
Wow. Just wow. Unreal. That's incredible.
What's going on?
Yeah.
What you got?
Amazing comeback. I mean, to be honest with you guys, I was like not even coming the 7th inning or down by, 6 runs, 7 runs. No one was watching the game. You know, the 9th inning came up and, you know, like it was crazy. We started to see some light contacts, some base hits, and the Mets just really put the ball in play. And when it was, 2 outs and you had Jankowski on 3rd, and I forgot who it was on you had Jankowski on 2nd and whoever on 3rd and Nimmo up, I was like, okay, it's about to happen. And it did. Just insane just to see this comeback. I mean, the fact is you have back-to-back comebacks like this in the span of, 2 weeks? I mean, the one in St. Louis I don't think was maybe as intriguing because that was a lesser score. But just phenomenal hitting when it really mattered. I mean, Phillies fans are probably tearing it apart on Girardi right now, putting in Corey Knebel. And what I find really fascinating about this comeback is it didn't really involve many home runs. I mean, it really only had Lindor and Martes, and those were only a solo and a 2-run homer. So that's what I find really impressive about the Mets now is they're putting up 8, 9, 10 runs with only like 1 or 2 homers in a game, and they're solo shots. So I can only imagine what this team's going to look like when Alonso starts hitting more home runs, if Jason Bay can start hitting more home runs. Maybe Brennan Nimmo. I mean, he's been looking good with his swing. Marte. So just phenomenal game, really. I have no words. I was in disbelief. I was jumping all around in my room like a child. It was just phenomenal comeback, to say for the least. The Mets offense, they came into clutch. I mean, you have 2 outs, and I mean, a double play would have ended it. And no, they just put the ball in play. I mean, I couldn't even tell you who the MVP of this game is. I mean, I think all 9 batters should get it, honestly. And J.D. Davis really needed that, I will say. So LFGM, and I have no idea what to say. Phenomenal comeback, really. Just it was needed. I had a crappy day, so this really helped out.
Yeah, and again, think about it. And both comebacks with 2 outs. One in St. Louis and the one here. This isn't like, first inning, lead off single. Like it was 2 outs when they got the biggest hits. And that has been continuously the story for the Mets this year. I just saw, I wanted to say something. Who tweeted it out? Hold up 1 second. I think it was the Mets Michael Mayer. The Mets slash line in the 9th inning this season. The Mets are hitting .310, a .372 on base, and a .524 slugging in the 9th inning for the Mets.
Can you send that in the group chat? Would you mind sending that in the group chat? Thank you.
Yeah. There you go. It's in the group chat. But yeah, Mike just put it out. Literally, the anti-Mets. Everybody knows the Mets come in the 9th inning, down 3 outs. And like I know we don't like shouting out to Reed, but like facts. Imagine 2 years ago. That's Almora and Peraza in that situation. Like that's a complete difference to this bench where, we don't love J.D. Davis because usually he can't hit a fastball. But today he hit a fastball. But having Jankowski's speed, obviously, like Frank said, he came in a tying run, and then obviously Marte giving the lead.
All right, so
Where you go?
Let me give you a crazy fact. You know how I've been saying that Lindor has been crushing the ball and getting nothing out of it? J.D. Davis on contact is ex-Woba, okay? Listen, I don't like ex-Woba that much, but when it's this crazy, off of 22 batted balls this season, 567.
He just has to not swing and miss. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
He makes that. He's also got a 63.6% hard hit rate.
If he hits it, he'll usually hit it hard. He
needed that, and he was due for it. So
it was too much.
There you go.
And since we're doing the positive, because there is one negative, which we all know who the negative is. We'll get to him in a second. Shout out to Adonis Medina again. Another gem outing. The top prospect was a top 50 prospect in 2019 in the Phillies system. I saw, as soon as I saw him, I'm like, wait, the Mets picked him up? I know that guy. And, of course, came in, got the big strike. I think he got a little Shreve, got him a little jam. Finishes out of Shreve's. And Shreve pitched decent as well. But shout out to Medina and Diaz, 2 strikeouts in the 9th inning, just carving through Roman Quinn, JT Realmuto, and Rhys Hoskins. Doing your job. Anyone want to say anything about Medina or the rest of the bullpen before we get in?
I wonder what Medina's role is going to be. Because, I mean, the only reason why they used him in this scenario is because they were down by so much. And this would have been Trevor Williams had Trevor Williams not had to do long relief yesterday with the whole shenanigans that happened there. So I'm curious because we've been talking, we didn't really get to talk about it, but with Trevor made down, it's like, okay, well, who is going to kind of take that role? I mean, it's like you feel like Drew Smith is elevated. You feel like Lugo's elevated, but as we know, you don't always have these guys available. Like, obviously, Acevedo's not available, throwing 3 days in a row. So you're going to need somebody else to step up, which may not being here. And you wonder, like, is Medina going to be that guy? Because you're looking at Joely is probably a lefty specialist. Jason Shreve, I like him in this kind of multi-inning role. So I just wonder how they're going to make good use of Medina. And I wonder, like, when's the next time we're going to see him? Because he went 3 innings today. So you're not seeing him for another 2 to 3 days.
I don't like how they're using Jason Shreve. I think he should be a more high leverage reliever, in my opinion, because he can get those ground balls like a freaking lord. Okay. But I mean, we'll see what happens because Medina, I like him. I do like him. I like the simplified windup the guy's got, the little over the top type of thing.
Yep.
And when he's over the top, he's on top of that fastball. So, so if he's not spiking it and being Jerry's familia, he's fine. So, but other than that, I mean, it's a good problem to have. I mean, you still have a lot of guys in the minor leagues right now who are also putting up some really quality outings. Some guys in Double-A that I don't mind moving up to Triple-A if they move some guys from Triple-A to major leagues. Alex Claudio, we talked about him. We talked about Jake Reed. That's another guy who was up with us and is disgusting, by the way.
Holderman.
Who was the other guy we talked about?
Holderman.
Holderman, obviously. Dayoka, I don't think is going to be called up this year.
Budo, I keep saying Budo could be something. Budo, if he keeps pitching that well, you could see him.
But is he going to be a starter, though?
If Taiwan pitches like he did, Budo could be your number 5 starter if Jake doesn't come back on schedule.
I mean, if Lindor could catch a ball, that would help. But, yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, well, he still got smacked around like shit today. So.
There was a lot of ground balls.
There was a lot of fly balls, okay? You prioritize that fucking meatball, he's going to get destroyed.
Tomas Nido game calling for you.
So, on that note, I have a feeling that Frank's not going to like what I'm about to say because he did it with Peterson. He's going to be sent down tomorrow. The Mets are going to have to get an arm up here. Medina will most likely go down tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I heard there may be a double header because the weather in Philadelphia.
It's supposed to rain, be ugly over there Friday. And
what is it? You could keep 1 or 2 extra men up.
It's the one guy, the 27th man. Mm-hmm. Between this year now, it'll be 27 because of roster cuts. But it's just because of Medina's now pitched 3 innings. You had Williams. How many innings did Williams go yesterday? I didn't watch the game.
Yeah,
Williams went
at least 2 and change.
So
it felt like forever.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if Medina's sent down just to get a fresh arm up here. I will not be surprised if they bring up a Jake Reed or someone like that tomorrow just to get a fresh arm out of the pen because obviously
and it can't be Yohan Lopez because he's suspended.
And he's suspended, so you would expect maybe a Jake Reed or someone maybe. I'm putting money it'd probably be Jake or maybe Claudio, depending. But I won't be surprised.
I don't know if they're doing another lefty.
Jake Reed.
I won't be, but I say I will not be surprised if the Mets do send down Medina just to get another fresh arm up here because hey,
Jake Reed's a weed.
Because you've got 2 long men, and you've used both of your long men in situations. Now you kind of need to get another arm up here. And hey, Medina will be back, and it'll be his second. And now we got to keep in mind, only guys can be optioned 5 times a year.
And that's what I was
and that's the second time you did it already
within
a month.
We'll see.
And another guy to keep an eye is Josh Hadjenko. He's another guy that's got
he's
in Double A. So I always like submarine because I like Jake Reed so much too. Those funky deliveries.
Give me him, Ottavino, and Jake Reed.
Williams pitched 4 innings.
Yeah, so you're not seeing him for a while too.
So again, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised.
xFIP. Of course he did.
They're
going to get rid of Trevor Williams, and he's going to thrive wherever he goes.
He's Robert Gazelman.
No, he's not.
He's a little bit better than Robert Gazelman.
He has long hair, a lot of tattoos, gives up a lot of ground balls.
He does not have Robert Gazelman stuff. I'll tell you that. He does not have Robert Gazelman stuff. I'll tell you that.
All right. Now,
speaking of long hair, the other guy's got long hair.
They got tattoos, high ground balls, high ERA.
So now we'll enter the program where the old man and the nerd are about to yell at each other.
Marte is Francisco Lindor because they're both black, guys. So.
All right, now call us Carrasco. Taijuan Walker.
That's just this is what I mean with the racial profiling. This has got to stop.
Oh God!
Okay, they both look like hippies. All right, they're different people.
So, let's get to the one negative.
Hippie lives matter.
Shut up, Tub. We'll get to the one negative of the weekend, which you could put a caveat, some butchering of defense behind him, but he still threw some god meatballs to some elite hitters. Taijuan Walker, 4 innings, 9 hits, 7 runs, 6 of them earned. So the only technically the one unearned run, I guess you can call maybe it's Schwarber's run because he got the walk. So I guess technically we would have been in Bohm, who was the unearned run. But 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, 2 homers, ERA at 4.91. Who do I want to start? Because I know fireworks are going to implode any second. Who goes first? So I'll let Frank go first because he is the Taijuan Walker guy.
He obviously didn't have his stuff tonight. I'm not going to defend that. But you're looking at least 4 runs. Those first inning, all 4 runs could be erased if you make the double play because you're losing 2 base runners and 2 outs because Bryce Harper hits the double. But then you have, and even Ramuso gets a single, whatever. But at least you have the Castellanos ground ball. That's out 3 inning over. So you're looking at 1 run right there. He groove 1 to Bryce. There's no question about it. It happens. Scherzer groove 1 to Bryce too, or Schwarber, whoever it was. And then Castellanos hits a home run where he literally did a half swing, just reaching, and Citizens Bank Ballpark rewarded him, little wall scraper. He gave up some hard hits, but I think it was a lot of ground balls. It was a lot of ones falling in front of outfielders. This wasn't the typical, Taijuan Walker just, oh my gosh, everything's getting destroyed. He didn't have command of any of his off-speed pitches, any of his secondary pitches. They all were out of the zone. His velocity was very inconsistent. And also, it is very rare, that a pitcher does well when they literally face the same team 3 times in a row. That is such advantage hitting team because they've seen Walker now, and they just saw him a little while ago. Look up the numbers. Roll your eyes. Look up the numbers when a pitcher faces the same team 3 times, how they pitch in that 3rd outing. Because everyone was real quiet when he pitched well, but as soon as he starts to pitch bad, now, oh my gosh, what happened?
He was still getting fucking smacked around. You throw that meatball over the plate, the amount of whiffs that guy will get, 1 out of 50. That's how bad that guy's fastball is.
Great game back there, wasn't he? It's not a surprise that Tom Walker pitches better when McCann's catching him. That's not a surprise at all.
All right, then put McCann behind the damn plate.
You couldn't because of the day game, dummy, and they got to do the rest.
Yeah, because McCann is fat and gets out of breath.
No, they got to alternate him. Tomas Nido needs his playing time. They can't do 2 days in a row. They got to alternate him.
So
they both stink. They're both terrible.
That's a factual statement.
Like literally, this is what I mean with Tomas Nido and McCann. This is comparing piss and shit, people. God.
Who has 2 no-hitters under their belt is what I wonder.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. It's the pitcher who's administrating the goddamn pitch. Oh, my God. They're the one that shakes off the catcher. Oh, my God. They have the last say. No, God, he closed a good game. Yeah, 40 million.
Look at the difference in the team when McCann is catching and when Nido's catching. Look it up.
Yeah, Nido's pretty trash.
Look it up.
Yes.
And we all know McCann's a better framer.
We're literally comparing garbage to garbage.
All right.
Oh, my God.
See, as I knew this was
I
happening.
wonder, so who's going to make the starts for the Mets now?
Jose Buto. He's
Yeah.
better than Taijuan Walker.
Yeah.
Trevor Williams. Better than Taijuan Walker.
Wow,
Yes.
Trevor
Don't even give
Williams,
it to me.
really?
Yes.
The guy with the
Better
10
than
ERA?
Taijuan
Yeah,
Walker.
he's looked great,
Yes,
hasn't
he
he?
stinks.
All right, we'll see.
He isn't good. If he's using that fastball, he's
Why were you dead silent last start? Why were you dead silent?
Because he wasn't using his fastball.
And who was catching him? Who was catching him? Who caught him? Andrew, who caught him? Who caught him?
It was McChicken
They
shit.
literally
there you go.
say, no.
That's been a great catcher
It's
this year.
PitchCon. They don't do that anymore.
They said,
Not with PitchCon.
no. Have you ever seen a pitcher do this? No.
Not with PitchCon.
Yes.
Not with PitchCon.
No.
You're
Yes.
literally not even watching the games. It's clear. You're literally not even watching. With PitchCon, they don't even shake off anymore. They call the pitch and they throw it. It's different now.
That's why McGill's like doing this every 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hayden,
so
Hayden, Taijuan Walker, because these guys are gonna blow a blood vessel over here.
Yeah, I mean, Walker, I think it's no secret he did not look super good today. Gave up plenty of barrels. The long ball was really a big thing with him. I'll say there definitely was a little bit of a domino effect with Francisco Lindor at the shortstop. I mean, you got to turn that. I mean, we see it's the domino effect. Lindor couldn't get the double play. Boom, look what happens. They put up 4 runs in the first inning. It's just little stuff like that is what happened last year so much. And but I will say, I mean, Walker, like Frank said, his velocity was down. We know it was down in that spring training start. It was like his first spring training start. I mean, the splitter slider wasn't necessarily there. The command was a little, iffy. He got a lot of, 3-0 counts. He wasn't really ahead in the batters were ahead of the account. A lot of counts weren't really favored towards him. So, just really good that, I mean, he was saved. I mean, he really got his behind saved. So I think that he should definitely treat the Mets to, I mean, this dude's been eating a lot, so he should cook the Mets a ton of steaks and all this food, this gourmet food that he's posted on Twitter. He definitely deserves to give Nimmo and JD Davis and some of these offensive pieces some food. But I mean, Walker, it's going to be questionable down the line. And I will say it was a good point that you guys brought up. And I think I mentioned this in the group chat when I was raging before. Three straight starts against the Phillies. DeGrom had that against the Marlins. It's just, who cares? Like,
How did DeGrom do that last start against the Marlins? Not as good as the first 2.
And then that's my issue, is because these teams are going to figure it out. It's not like, oh, we play you and then we'll see this time. Division rival is different, yes, but the Phillies are able to figure out Walker. I mean, hopefully I don't think his next start, when would his next start be? Against like the Nationals or something like that? So we've played the Phillies like 5,000 times in this month, and it's driving me nuts. But I believe the next start,
it would be a Nationals.
Don't quote me, would be
they play J-Rod. Yeah, it's Nationals and then J-Rod.
Nationals or Mariners. So
it'd be a Nationals.
Good. I mean, that's the best thing I say. But Walker looked a little worrying. But hey, listen, he got bailed out big time, and we'll see if he could get something against the Washington Nationals. I do want to give a shout out to Jeff Goat McNeil. Everyone hated him this offseason. Screw you all. He is going to be a All-Star this year. So I rest my case with Jeff McNeil, All-Star MVP of this Mets team, and he's better than Lindor.
What about when Carrasco gave up the 7 runs? How about that?
No one cares about that.
Yeah,
I guess the Cardinals is a good team.
Hey, who's catching that game?
McChicken.
Nope.
Rangers won. Who cares?
Tomas Nido.
Uh-oh. Bad. I think we should send him to the Reds.
Wait, are you telling me? Wait. Are you telling me that Tomas Nido is a backup catcher? Is that what you're telling me?
No, I'm telling you.
Of course not. He's so good. I mean, just look at the results.
Literally garbage. Like, I think my left thigh can
Are
be a
you
better
telling
catcher.
me, go on, that Tomas Nido is a
No.
backup catcher
No.
and
No, 'cause
not
you told
being
me-
paid
We're
$40
telling
million.
You told me he was
No,
a
no.
starter. You told me he should just start flat out.
Yeah, last year because he was out playing McCann.
But now he's not.
He's a
Now
minor
not,
league
because
catcher.
he's
That's
out-
what he is.
He's not outplaying him like he should be.
No,
Look at
McCann is
that.
going crazy this year. So I don't think we have. Let's see. Is there anything else we
12
want?
hard hits against Taiwan Walker, but he wasn't getting hit hard. Guy.
How many ground balls were there?
He was still getting hit hard. That's the thing.
I mean, he would have chasing ground ball.
First time doesn't mean it's going to be a ground ball the second time. That's how unpredictable that fastball is. It stinks. It's PU. It stinks.
Just trade for Tyler Malley at the
Did they throw
deadline.
a splitter at all today?
Wait, what?
Did they throw the splitter at all today?
Yeah, he
He
struck out
threw,
Schwarber.
Like, he struck out. He got most of his whiffs on splitters.
Yeah, he struck out Schwarber with it, and he struck out his 2 strikeouts came with the splitter. Because it was Schwarber and somebody. I think it was Hoskins.
I just want to see McCann catch him next start and see what happens.
Good.
I just want to see.
Dumbasses do well with dumbasses.
No, a couple of all. You got to put the all stars together, and that's what happens. That's when he gets his masterpieces. When he's got the all
The
star.
fluke all stars together.
All right. I would like to, and I'll appease Carson with this. I would like to give a shout out to Edwin Diaz, though. I'll give him that. His slider. I mean, I think it was
That goes unnoticed. That goes
the combined
unnoticed.
no-hitter against Philly. I think that was the nastiest he's ever looked. But his slider has been really on point this year. I mean, the whiffs. The command's a little iffy. Okay. I mean, he got lucky. We had a 3-1 count at some point. And, that's the last thing you want to do as a relief pitcher is walk someone. So he's been really getting better with, getting, the batter ahead of the account and able to strike the batter out. I mean, that's huge, especially against the Phillies lineup. That really is there. I mean, you walk a guy, boom, Real Muto or Schwarber comes up and puts
We've
this
got
game.
the data. He had 10 whiffs today. All right. 9 of them were against his splitter. Or no, excuse me. No. 8 of them were against his splitter. 1 was against his sinker. 1 of them was against his fastball. Nasty fastball.
Who said he has a good fastball?
And you know who whiffed him? You know who whiffed at it? The worst hitter on the team. Which is
Hoskins.
no, what's his name?
Camargo?
Hoskins.
Yeah.
Oh, Camargo.
What's his name? I remember seeing that whiff on the fastball.
Roman Quinn when he came in for
Oh, it
Castellanos.
could be
No, he
No,
didn't
I
face
think
Roman.
Wife.
Odubel Herrera.
Or doable. Yeah.
Odubel Herrera. There you go.
Right.
He
Well,
only
he's
hits
actually
women
batting
hard.
pretty
That's all he
well.
does. Even though he had like 3 hits yesterday. So
I think what happened. I think the main problem that happened was that his secondary stuff was so bad that he had no choice but to throw a fastball because he was in hitters counts. So he said, "I just got to throw a strike," and that's the only pitch he felt confident he could throw a strike with. But that particular pitch gets hit hard, so it was just a combination of things. I think.
Taiwan Walker is good when he's not throwing strikes.
so
Yeah, what happened?
I'll
He's
end
good
it.
when he's not throwing strikes.
Here you go. Here's the
That's
best
the
way you
thing.
can see it. All right, I'm gonna solve
Listen,
everybody's
he
issue
can
right
deceive
now.
things out of the strike zone with his splitter and his sinker, sometimes his slider. That's a little iffy. But when he's not throwing strikes, he can be very effective. That's the crazy thing about him.
Yeah, but they have to chase though. They weren't
But the
chasing.
ego of this man, that dump truck ego of this man. Jesus.
How
Christ.
I see it, and how I think everyone should see it. He's our 5th starter. He's gone in June once Jake's back. He only got a few more starts to deal with. Knock on wood, Jake's back. He goes to the bullpen or just goes away at the trade deadline. Who knows? So that's how I see it. On that note, we've gone for about a half hour as we usually do for the postgame. Unless anyone has anything else to say, I will say if you want to watch pure entertainment that I'm going to do in about 12 minutes, Broads Media is going to do a postgame. He's a diehard Phillies fan. And when the Phillies choke hard, usually he's like Hayden with Hayden reactions, like the iconic Hayden reactions, except his are about the Phillies. So at Broads Media on YouTube at 11 o'clock your time, enjoy, because he's already tweeted out and he's already ready to go. So that would be something for everybody to watch. And we'll let you guys plug anything. If you got anything else you want to say about the game or the rest of the series, and then plug anything you got coming to the channel. So Mets fan, you don't get to talk in this segment. Frank, Last word.
I'm glad that Starling Marte had a big day. That was good to see. So hopefully he could kind of get going. Lindor, does the home run snap the slump per se? Does it the luck shift? Maybe,
No.
hopefully. But we'll see there. But again, it was just good to see, Jeff McNeil. Again, it's just a whole team effort. And that's what it was going to take to make this kind of comeback all in one inning. To get 7 runs in one inning was all going to happen with one guy. So like we said, yeah, JD step up. You obviously had Nimmo step up, Marte, Lindor. I mean, Lonzo, McNeil, Canna. I mean, Canna hits the ball off the pitcher that ends up being a hit. So it's just like all these different little things they did to pull off that victory. And again, Buck, pitch hitting this guy and pinch running that guy, and it ended up working out really well. So I'm glad about that. And the fact is that the Mets were able to kind of, they were able to rest Drew Smith, which they had to because he went multiple innings not too long ago. Also, you rested Seth Lugo, so at least you have a couple arms available for the rest of the weekend series. We'll see what happens if there's any double headers or things like that. So that's probably the main thing to keep out for is that, I mean, you'll get an off day, which the Mets do need because their next off day is until Thursday, and they haven't had an off day for a while, so that would be good. But then when you get another doubleheader, it kind of defeats the purpose, especially when they're not 7 innings anymore. So we'll just see how that whole dynamic shakes out.
Yeah, and again, if there is games tomorrow, you got Schnurr's going tomorrow. So 7 innings, almost you can write in pencil, but there's a good chance you write in pen. Hayden, anything coming up or any last regards?
Yeah, phenomenal game. Like I said, just complete disbelief that the Mets were able to do this. Great game for the Metropolitans. I mean, McNeil's been looking phenomenal. I'm gonna say it every 10 seconds. I'm gonna be the Jeff McNeil fan page. He's looking phenomenal. Lonzo's really looking good. Brennan Nimmo's looking pretty good. If he could just stop hitting the ball to the right side and maybe walk a little bit more. Otherwise, no complaints there. Marte's been getting better. Ken has been good. Davis needed that hit. Just phenomenal game offensively. I mean, you could really tell that Chavez and Cora and Kirby are just really making an impact on this team. It's incredible. But yeah, otherwise, super great game for the Mets. I mean, they really needed that. And I will say for the Phillies, though, like I'll give one positive to the Phillies. Wasn't this their first blown save of the season? I don't think they've ever blown.
They blew a few against the Rockies. They've blown some saves. Yeah. Not to this level.
But in the 9th inning, that's like more than 3 runs. So I'll give the Phillies bullpen that. Like their bullpen actually has been like holding down the fort, like Alvarado. They've honestly been a very much better with that. So I like to be positive and unbiased. So I'll give the Phillies that. But otherwise, LFGM, not much, doing a lot of live streams on the channel. So definitely check me out. Obviously, thank you, Mr. Rhino Andrew, for having me on. Sorry about your Penguins. I know Pennsylvania kind of got their ass a little whooped.
We don't care. We don't care about Eastern PA. They don't exist.
But yeah, LFGM, and hopefully there is a game tomorrow. I don't live in PA or any Philadelphia or anything like that. Yeah, I'll say I've had very bad experiences there. Very bad experiences. But yeah, LFGM.
It's my old stomping grounds, Of course, I'm a closet Phillies fan, so I'm devastated right now. I don't want to give you the mic, but you got anything you want to plug Twitter because you damn well don't upload videos.
That is rude and factual. Listen. Penguins. What happened? Duh.
You beat a third-string goalie. Okay.
I mean,
on that note, Penguins, get healthy. Jari, please come back and get healthy. Mets, if you do play tomorrow and play the rest of the series, Pens are winning in 7. I don't care what any of you guys say. Hell, the Pens are winning 6. On that note, nah. You guys barely beat a third-string goalie. Come on. On that note, thank you guys for watching. No Mets Week of this week. Obviously, you guys, we didn't see the episode. We're back on Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, as always. So thank you guys for watching. Drop a like. Everybody's linked down in the description. And I will see you guys in the next video.